Heroes and Legends, Generations for the Holy War, Episode 1. During the time of the 10 years between the last war in the great castle of Dark Damien to the start of the Holy War, the Rishans moved their headquarters to the country of the Tuya dynasty, where a beautiful, magnificent castle full of greenery, majestic trees and animals is built on a hill, a giant castle making and consuming of many different castles inspired by ancient East Asian design. Here is where Nakuvi and his forces made their home, and all their forces collaborated and began planning and plotting for the wars to come. Emperor Xiao Tuya was in disagreement of this. But however, the Empress Shiyu Tuya encouraged him to house Nakuvi, as it was said that no Irishian could harm Nakuvi, as he was beyond anything that they could have mustered or imagined in terms of power and strength. Still, Nakuvi's true power was yet to be seen. Still, they made their headquarters inside a building not too far away in a small castle in Nakuvi's chambers. He was in the meeting with Olga and Catherine. It was revealed then that Olga is the mother of Catherine, and Catherine's father was, or is, I should say, someone that no one would expect. Being hit and choked and slammed to the ground in anger over her interference in the last battle, which cost him greatly. Olga was being manhandled by Nakuvi, as it was revealed that he was the estranged husband of Olga. Catherine cried and begged for him to stop, but soon he would stop, and then Olga will heal her wounds and bruises as she got from him. Catherine questioned why her mother would go for a man like Nakuvi, as she didn't even know who her father was until now. Knowing that her power was now to be used to fight Nakuvi's wars, and knowing that the relationship she had with Damien II was all but severed, Catherine knew that she would only be used as a puppet for Nakuvi's plans of war, chaos, and destruction. And so Catherine was told to leave, as Olga and Nakuvi retired in the chambers for the night. As they had finished their long-awaited marital duties, and they slept, Nakuvi had a dream. It was a terrible nightmare of his youth under Damien the First, that was of the dimensions, that he defeated him and was not sure what was happening or how much they were suffering. He saw that the Damien of there led the elders of heaven to imprison the Rishians in the first place and made the dimensions a place of war. Angered and enraged, it was not it's not it's Nakuvi that started the rebellion, started the fight against this particular Damien, slayed this Damien's wife, and then slayed him. The son escaped, and time stood still. He was then the de facto leader of all Erishian ever since. But however, he woke up from his dream, seeing the nightmare, of reliving his past and wanted to be free from it. He knew not what he must do. Olga woke up fearing that she was going to be in trouble because he was going to take out his anger and frustration on her. But Nakuvi reassured Olga that that would not be the case, and the two returned to bed. Elsewhere in the far distant land, back in the Holy Land, in the main castle, Omri, Demeter, and Herin of the Manican Udian made an audience with the Holy Emperor Damien II, his advisor Joshua Mara, and Hatesh in the castle, where negotiations were being made. During the Age of Chaos, these two forces did not really fight one another, and seeing that the full brunt of the Bilderan Empire and the ever-growing threat of Eratian was growing, it was suggested that these two forces join an alliance against the other two. Damien, hoping to mitigate and lessen the bloodshed in the war to come, was open to dialogue with Omri. However, when they had their meeting, Omri was speaking from a point of dominance and not a point of cooperation. Omri believed in his secular ambitions and rule of peace through the UDN and all nations, countries, and powers under their rule, while the Holy Empire believed in a sovereign God and fought for righteousness and serving of their God. These two went together like oil and water. However, Omri wanted the control over the Baja, the Fidels, the Commonwealth Fund, the Guardian, the Seafal forces under the UDN, and then they could work with the elders. Damien II didn't want to do this, as these forces joined them and under their bill of protection, and now one with them. For him to give them up to the UDN would be almost like a declaration of surrender. Joshua then dismissed Omri's slickness and told him to shove off. However, Damien calmed him down. Demeter then expressed that the elders stood no chance against fighting two people, and now they were trying to fight a third. Heron then said that it'd be better to fight and beat them and win fair and square than to bicker through tables all the time. So it was said that they agreed to disagree, and the Mannequin forces left that place in peace as Damien II sat down and shrugged a little bit, disappointed that a potential alliance between the two powers cannot be. Back in their horse carriage, as the three insurance leaders were riding back to their home territories, Omri told Heron that he'll have to return there one day and pray and ask their God for forgiveness. Heron then asked what he mean by that, and then he said, because of all many of them I'll have to slaughter before this is all over. And then the three of them shared a brief laugh and returned back to their home countries, prepared for the wars to come.